did I send you the wrong one? This is 235.
Yeah, no, I have the other one.
Okay, cool. I'm just.
Nah, I was gonna do like a quick side by side because this is when we had our last session, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It was
My
in...
arcane symbols I did not send, but the first three are max, and this last three are, I think, 19 or 18.
Okay, so really close to being done.
Yeah, because I don't do Spirit Savior because I decided that tilts me too much.
Okay. Yeah, take some tilt out of your life. That's probably a good decision.
Yeah, like I just throw all the extra ones on there,
Yeah,
and then
it
yeah, they're all
compensates. Yeah. So this was in March, end of March.
Was it? Oh my god.
Yeah, so almost 6 months ago.
Oh, that's not bad.
So you got 20 levels.
Yep. Because my rates were apparently very bad because I just sat in VC3 for a long time. Left and right reflection. Easy mode.
Yeah, probably easy mode, but in terms of the gains,
yeah, a little slower.
A little slower, yeah.
Okay.
I'm guessing, well, your boss damage is a little bit lower here, but that's because of the hyperstat distribution, I'm guessing.
Oh, maybe.
If you have this one, I don't know if it was with your mobbing or your bossing setup in here.
Oh, I have both. One's mobbing, the top's mobbing, the bottom's bossing. Because I had to switch to run a boss last night anyway, so I was like, I'll do both.
Yeah.
I think boss damage is at 10, yeah.
Oh, you had a 40% boss secondary last time with nothing else.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
That was a big
chunk. And I also
chunk.
probably had Neo Force or something like that. This one, I don't have any kind of like event buff either, so my boss damage is kind of ass.
This was well, 6 months ago was before Neo, but it was what was it, March?
During some event, yeah, it was like some event, I think.
Well, there should be something going on, yeah.
We had like a long string of events like that.
So you feel like you got some good progress done in the last 6 months? I see familiar-wise there's been some improvement.
Yeah, VC3 helps. Moonbridge, and now I think the Lumi map is 5-2, which is just the same mob, so it's that's gonna be real nice to maybe get some boss damage ones, because that's what I'm missing, I think.
Right, so you're moving into Luminous now.
I did one totem yesterday, and it was like I got like 20% experience just like standing in like 2 spots. It's kind of dumb.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's kind of the future you pick when it comes to the mobbing, right? You do have that insane trickle down
that was
range.
The Luminous. That was my strategy before, but now it's pretty good at bossing, so it's all good. Now that I have all my my skills.
Oh,
Unless
right.
you have some more wisdom to put on me.
Right. Well, so we don't have to go over a bunch of stuff that's like the foundational stuff, right? Because I imagine we went over a lot of that the last time.
Yeah, I know what my crit rate, actually, I realized while I was preparing for this that I had to use the Phantom link because of the lack of an event buff. So I had to drop one of them, but I was wondering about like how I could go about getting rid of that, but maybe it's just like,
yeah, that was changing soon, I believe. The crit for Lumis, I believe.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, they were doing something where the passive effects, I think they were reducing them a little bit, but they were always going to be active just as a general passive.
Oh, instead of that weird fucking lunar tide.
Yeah, whether one is higher than the other. Yeah. Okay. Life title, the damage or critical rate boost based on HP MP ratio has been removed. The skill now heals 2% of your HP MP every few seconds based on whichever is lower. Spell mastery increases damage by 15% and critical rate by 20%. So spell mastery is just going to get a flat 20% crit rate.
Spell mastery. Is that magic mastery?
Oh yeah, that might be. Yeah, this is like the KMS name.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
got like the
because
blue
Magic
and
Master gives 15 right now.
the blue and the
Yeah.
pink arrow.
Yeah. Oh, Magic Mastery is different. Oh,
It's
Spell
got like the dude
Mass.
praying in the middle, and it's got like a blue arrow on the left.
Oh, so that's actually just getting a 20%. Okay, because right now it's just like Magic Attack plus 10 and Mastery plus 50. What is Magic Mastery?
I believe it's just mastery on magic attack. So like mastery is the percentage
50%.
of the base. Like how much the lowest hits can be lower than the highest hits.
Oh, so it's like a
It's like weapon mastery, but then just
minimum damage increase or something. Okay.
yeah, exactly. If you have 0% mastery, then you can hit anywhere from 0 to your highest number. If you have 90%, then the lowest end is 90% of your max. So it means you're more reliably hitting within a certain amount of numbers, which is, well, of course, for your overall damage output for bossing is really nice. But for mobbing, mainly that you can reliably kill, have more stable damage, basically.
So we're just getting a 10% decrease realistically, because Lunar Tide's 30%, but it's not like constant.
Exactly.
But it's pretty consistent with the if you keep on.
Yeah, I believe it's. Is it 20%? Is it 20% damage or 30 crit?
I think so.
So they're like reducing it a little bit, but they're giving it as flat always.
Yeah,
so now it's just more reliable.
Yeah. I like that a lot better because now I can calculate it easier. But
because you basically had to go to 130%, right? So that when it was off, you still hit 100% crit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just give like, because my hyperstats are at 5, so I could probably just push it to 10 to get that extra like 10. Because I think once it's after 5, it goes up to 15%. So
yeah, 2% per level after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then that'll be fine. Then I'll just keep the Phantom one.
yeah, you just keep it for now. So yeah, for long term, there's no need to go to any like crazy depths to get crazy levels. Yeah.
Okay.
That should fit. And yeah, I'm expecting this soon. I was hoping that we would get it in this September update, but I'm guessing it's going to be October then. But I'm hoping that this is the next update, because there's a lot of stuff in this one, and then there's another patch like right after that one here, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. That's also a huge one, and that has some changes for Luminous. Yeah, that's the one with all the attack speed, with the blink change. I believe Luminous gets the difference as well, where you can like pick between light and dark mode. That new skill thing.
Oh, I did not.
Oh yeah, Dark Crescendo buff duration increased from 12 seconds to 20 seconds. And they changed that skill a little bit. And then Crossroads of Destiny, you can choose between walking light or dark to change your skills. The story cannot be changed with a cooldown of 6 hours that you can like switch which mode that you are.
Oh, so you just want... Wait, so that just depends on what skill will be buffed, like if you want the light.
Yeah, it's that final damage on light skills or dark skills, right? Where in the beginning in the story mode you kind of pick one and then you're stuck with it forever.
Yeah, but then you just kind of... Oh yeah, I think...
Because I think some people like bossing in the dark mode better. So like if you're bossing a lot, they go dark, and then for light mode, if you're just reflecting, then they'll go light mode. So this will allow you to min-max a little bit more there on your damage as well.
Does it stop you from changing modes automatically, or?
No, you still switch modes, but it's like that one passive skill that you have. I think it's in the beginner skills. Yeah. Where it gives, I think it's 3% or 6% or something final damage to...
Eclipse and Sunfire at 50%. Yeah, fill up your light gauge completely. Each light attack will restore some HP. Light skills. Oh, deal an additional 50% final damage. And
was it 50? Oh, I didn't know it was that
so it probably... Well, I don't know if that's the right one, but...
I think it's a beginner skill. Does anyone know which skill this is?
I'm trying to look for it, but... I have, I have Sunfire and Eclipse, so I thought that Oh, Eclipse has a little thing on it, though, so maybe that's the one
It's locked?
chose, I guess. Or yeah, maybe it's a lock key, a lock button there. So maybe I chose light. I'm not sure. It's fine. I mean, whatever. Affinity first job?
Yeah, this one. Light affinity, dark affinity. So one says
Change
increases
light.
light magic final damage. Oh, 5%, yeah. By magic by 5%. And this depends on the choice that you made during the storyline.
Oh, yeah, I have dark affinity.
Yeah,
in
and if
first
you were
gen.
like started the character way back and you just held down the NPC chat, by default you pick dark. A lot of people felt
Okay,
kind of
that's probably
robbed
what I did.
because they would mainly use reflection, and then you'd lose
Yeah.
5% final damage on reflection. But then when they
So I've
switched the skills,
lost.
people were happy because then for bossing it was better. So you want to optimize for bossing more, so then people were happy. But now you're just gonna have the option to switch if you want.
Oh, that's
Basically,
nice.
yeah.
So then, yeah, if you're mobbing, just yeah, because I kind of agree. I remember in our last session, you were like, "Oh, people really like," because I had come back and I guess Lumi got buffed in bossing by a lot,
Yep.
and you were like, "Yeah, like people want to stay in dark mode because," and I think it's actually because you can stack dark mode easier because of one of the hyper skills.
Hmm.
That
But
it,
they sped up,
fills
I
up the
think,
gauge
the
fast.
skill a lot.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, and the skill animation too, and
Mhm.
it's so nice. And yeah, so
And the
props
hitbox
to
is more reliable as well. Reflection is
definitely,
sometimes
yeah.
you're like
Reflection is kind of wonky sometimes.
yeah. You need someone very close to you to like bounce off of, and if the other skill is just like a square, like everything hits, so it's more reliable.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then IED, I think I've got 96 functional, which
Mhm.
is kind of nuts. But I think we just have a lot of like passive skills that have IED, so.
Okay.
Because visual, I think it was like 90 or something, but.
Mm-hmm. What kind of familiar setup do you use to get that?
I use the here, I'll go back to what I was
The one with
using.
two
I think
15%? That's pretty nice.
Yeah, I use that, and then I use the one with critical rate and 15%.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just kind of use the item drop rate because I was like, it depends because I switch it out. If I'm not doing will. If I'm doing will, then I use like all the healing familiars because
Yep.
I'm a noob. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, well, some other people. There was a 2-week period where familiars healing didn't work, and you saw a lot of experienced quote unquote parties just crumble because they couldn't engage with the
Healing
boss
hard
because the
will.
healing was gone. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
quite a delicate balance.
yeah, it's pretty. I never realized how heavily it was relied on. But
Mhm.
H-Will is like crazy. I guess I got carried, honestly, but I've like filled quote in quotation marks for H-Will, and it's like actually the phase 3 is so different to me. I don't know why, but I just like can get through 1 and 2 without really much of a problem, and then
Mhm.
phase 3 it's like what the holy shit.
Yeah, your move pattern
Yeah.
is a very small pattern, and I don't think you can like reliably iframe either because you want to make sure you're not like binding the boss.
Ethereal form.
Yeah, so you
and
have to like
pray.
ethereal form and then wait until the boss, the boss timer is up on the boss, so you can use your bind as an iframe the other time. Yeah. Have you,
Yeah.
So some things that some people do is like they go to the higher platform and down jump from there.
Yeah, that's what my friend who plays Heaven said, but
Mhm.
I've never been able to like figure that out. Usually, I just kind of, I've timed it pretty well in N-Will,
Mhm.
like, but I think it's slightly faster in H-Will or something, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I heard that from somebody, but maybe I'm just like,
It can be laggy. And then
I don't
even if you do it perfectly, quote unquote, like you could still get hit because of a late hit or an early hit, and it's kind of
Yeah,
a Hail
I just
Mary.
kind
If if your iframes are off, it's kind of a 50-50.
yeah, I kind of just like try and get into the last phase with as many
Yep.
lives as possible. and
Exactly.
pray that I don't die out.
Yeah.
Start milking those death timers a little bit.
Yeah. Make sure you only res when people are like bound and like, okay, time to res.
All right.
Get the damage in. Yeah.
I do want to like. Actually, one of my my short-term goal is actually to get into H Will and H Lucid.
Because you've only been filling every now and then.
Yeah, like for guilds, or if I can't make my normal time, sometimes somebody will be like,
Mm-hmm.
we need like somebody who knows mechanics and does not 0 damage.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, yeah.
That sounds like me.
Yeah, hey. Then I hit 255, so that will help a lot. My
Yep.
my normal will party wants to become an H will party and H Lucid as well, but I'm actually the weakest, and like one of my big problems is my BA is like 1.8 trill, but I have like 36k stat and all this stuff, and I'm like, how is this possible? And I've asked the Luminous Discord, and they're pretty helpful, but like even with the perfect kind of rotation, quote unquote, I'm still lacking, and I just don't understand where that's coming from. So kind of hoping you could help out with that potentially.
Well, yeah, when it comes to min-maxing like the BA, that would be my advice as well. Would be to find some like the Lumi Discord and find some specific advice there. Because
they're
they would
really
have,
good at that. Maybe I should, yeah, sorry.
Because they should have more specific experience with that, right? I mean, it's one thing, of course, to min-max your BA on a dummy, and another one to min-max it in a boss fight where there's a lot of stuff going on as well.
That's true.
I mean, if I just look at top screen here, I think we could probably move a little bit of the attack power and the magic attack, and maybe a little bit of the luck and intellect into more boss damage and damage, I think. I probably bump those up to 11 each at least. Do you still need the arcane power? Are you?
I mean, I assume that arcane power once you hit the cap is pretty useless, right? Like I'm at 1330 right now, but
yeah,
I think I have 8 into arcane. So it's minus 40, so I'm at 1295, I guess, or 1290.
Yeah, and you need for Limina, you probably need the 1320, right?
I don't actually know.
Wait, you're training in 2.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 880. So
Times
420, yeah, it's 1320. Yeah.
Oh.
For training.
I mean, I mean, in training, I use the critical rate. I use the second setup, which is just like for my mules usually, but I use that, so like I can take it all out of crit rate and magic attack and all that, and just like keep it into arcane force, and then when I'm bossing, I don't need that. So maybe in my bossing setup I can do that, take it all out, because I'm not doing Tenebris bosses.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Okay, because you have enough for will, for hard will. Yeah.
I do. Okay. Well then.
Yeah, it's 1140. It's like plus. It's the plus 50%. Hard Lucid is even lower, right? Because you only need 540 to do bonus there. Because she's way lower requirement. Really? Yeah. That's why you can have like a level 220 mule Kana just actually show up in Hard Lucid and kind of like contribute.
What?
But like but a 235 in Hard Will, which is also like the bare minimum level to enter, does like absolutely nothing there because of the level difference and the arcane power difference. That's why typically parties go into Hard Lucid, but they're still stuck on, or only start at normal will when they're already doing Hard Lucid, because there's such a huge level difference.
So this party could probably do Hard Lucid, huh?
If you're the weakest in your party, then I would be surprised if your party couldn't do it, yeah.
Yeah, I know after the 5, 10, 15, we're all kind of hoping to get a little bit of gains, and I'm surprised that I'm the weakest, because like I said, I think maybe the BA is just scuffed, but like I don't know. I feel like
yeah, we can look at some stuff, see if I find some indicators that make like a big difference.
Yeah. I was actually wondering about the Legion, because I have buff duration and crit damage, but maybe boss damage should be something I should put into.
Yeah, it's something I'm also looking at to see if we can optimize that.
Because I know in the Lumi Discord they were kind of saying if you can only have 6k Legion, quote only, but like if you have 6k Legion, you should go into buff duration because of equilibrium, but maybe circumstantially, maybe I shouldn't do that. Sure.
Because if you go into equilibrium organically, then it gets extended, but not if you use the hyperstat, right? With the hyper skill.
Sorry?
Because you have like a hyper skill to go into equilibrium, right?
Yes, but that doesn't
That doesn't get
count.
extended because, yeah, hyperstats are not applied buff duration. So it's only when you organically go into equilibrium. And this is making your equilibrium go way longer, so you can basically ender them the whole time.
Yeah.
Which increases your DPS significantly. Wait, so when you do your BA, are you like really close to equilibrium? Like start immediately go
so
into
you
it?
stack it.
Mm-hmm.
So you stack everything, like you stack 11 enders for your baptism, and
Right.
then you are like one hit away. I think you want to be in light. Actually, it doesn't matter because you press.
Yeah, you become double color mode anyway, right?
Double do it. Yeah, and then so you. I think you actually pop will skill everything first, and then you hit the boss to go into equilibrium, and then you start your BA, and then you just like ender baptism ender.
You pop the door and the other skill as well?
Yeah, the door, everything. Oh, actually, I think you popped that before.
And what is it? Ether conduit or something? I don't know.
Ether conduit, yeah.
Ether conduit, yeah.
You pop all that shit before you even start it, so that like it's all going, and it's kind of tricky at first because it took me like a lot of attempts to actually like get my hands moving quickly enough to like but you know, once you do it like a whole bunch of times, it's like, okay, you kind of know what you're doing, and then I think like,
and then the baptisms as much as possible, right? And just ender in baptism basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And then maybe one extra ether conduit before the end? I don't know what the cooldown is.
I think so, yeah, because you have to hit equalize. You have to hit equalize like in the middle of it, I think.
Oh yeah, this is
we're a DPM class, but
well, that's probably like, why your burst will be on the lower end. But it also means that if you do a BA over like an entire run, you should see that you're not necessarily the weakest in the entire run.
That's what I was saying. Like, we were all talking about it because we all thought that I was one of the stronger members, and then when we all did our BAs, we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's purely like what metric you use, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I just I just when I like apply to people's parties for like our bosses and such, and they're like, "What's your BA?" and I have to stay like just under 2 trill. Like it's that's kind of what gets me not in there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's still so like the main metric.
Yeah,
you have to add like a DPM class. Yeah.
Yeah. Just say 6 trill and get in.
Yeah. I mean, there is a very heavy burst focus meta, of course, and that people do run into that with hard Lucid. That's usually when people really notice that, because people will take like a 7 trill Night Lord and a 5 trill Night Lord and like a 5 trill Arc or something.
Oh yeah.
And then they'll be like, wow, easy party, you know, throw in a Kana or 2 and maybe a support, and boom, you're done. And then they won't even get to phase 3. They won't get through phase 2. Just because they have to just constantly wait for all the burst. And during the burst, they take off like 2 or 3 full bodies.
Yeah, but then you lose a whole bunch
of lives. But then nothing in between. You just have absolutely no damage. And then because you're not clearing in between, you don't get cleanses, you get Tohos, people start dying, and you're like, right?
Wait, people forget Lumi as a support class?
Yeah, I think he says so because you have one healing skill.
Oh yeah. Oh, I use that all the time in Will. I love that shit. I always make a joke about it. Like, don't worry guys, I got you. Oh yes, the like 30 magic attack or whatever that you give people.
40 magic attack for 3 minutes.
30.
Oh, is it?
Let's go.
Is it nerfed? Yeah.
Got nerfed, didn't it?
Oh. Does not stack with Blessing of the Onyx. Wow, Evans don't even like you.
Damn. Evans hate him. You just like eat an apple or whatever. Oh no, that's not the right one.
It would be 100, right? Yeah, so we'll see if we can min-max. But so I think hyperstat wise, it's probably going to be a bit better to for bossing. I would like divests from the arcane power, from the attack, and from the like int and luck and the stat resistance. I know those are like the leftover points, but like just start with the regular 5, 10, 10, 10, 10, right, that you put in. I think you might be able to take damage and boss damage both up to 12, I think.
Okay. Probably.
Which should be another 14% damage. And then I think you have like a little bit left after that, and then you can go back like attack power and then some leftover intellect. That's probably better, but 12 is probably kind of the top. And then if you find yourself getting even more skill points leveling past, then it's probably better at that point to go back into attack and luck and intellect. I mean, because yeah, of course it's super expensive past 12.
Yeah.
There's a 30 in your head. A lot of skills give 30, so that's kind of like the standard number for buffs.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, 40, dude. The Kanas love him too. That's like one. The other thing is, if your IED is at 96, that's at a good point. There's probably gains to be made when switching it to bossing familiars as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that the 3 lines from those familiars, without those, it's probably like 95, 94, which is still fine.
Mm-hmm.
For now, I mean, I know.
Yeah, if you're not going to win to Nebris bosses, then that's still definitely. Wait, it was 96 functional with?
With.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is fine for everything up to like Black Mage, right?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's like my end game. Is I was thinking about it a lot, and I think I just want to do everything. Like, I never thought I'd get this far, so may as well keep going.
Yeah, might as well keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think it's a good step to take though, to start trying the hard lucid and then take the normal will to the hard will as well. Yeah, you'll be doing 10% extra final damage to will because you're 255, so that's nice. And yeah, that's gonna get increased soon as well, even up to 10 levels. So even up to 260, you'll gain even more final damage there.
That's nice. Okay.
So still growth potential there.
Yeah. All right.
Then I guess. Okay. Inner is looking real nice. That came. Came a long way from the old one. Well, the old one wasn't that bad, but
nah, the old one was fine, but the
this
new
one is a
I got
shift
the
kiss.
buff duration off of like 2 bills of
one of the success stories, finally.
One of the success stories, my guild leader, because I had no idea, right? I had like 2 bill in my inventory. I was like,
go.
All right. So I was talking to my guild leader. I was like, hey, like, how much do I like spend on circulators? She's like, well, you could get lucky, but I've spent like 30 bill on circulators and I haven't found the buff duration. And then I was like, is it this one?
They're like, yes.
Yeah, that was
keep it.
I got kicked from my. No.
I am now ostracized.
I am now
blacklisted by Cleanse Alliance.
By the way, looking for a guild.
Looking for a guild, by the way. If anyone will have me. Yes, Madge. Yeah. It's like, yes, that's the one. I hate you, but grats. Also, I hate you.
Yeah. Yep. That was.
And you got the attack speed. Nice. So now it's just like saving up honor experience to maybe YOLO the 3rd line one day.
Yeah, that's kind of like after I actually just got the Meso 4%, and I was like, okay, like that's.
It does something. Take it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like not plus 10
luck or something.
STR per level or whatever. It's like,
oh, there's so many lines that just do absolutely nothing for you.
Lines. Yeah. Yeah, that's. Not too worried about that.
No, that's looking good. Yeah. Empathy and Insight are coming along nicely, so that's cool as well, right? You got that buff duration there as well in Empathy.
Yeah, I didn't even know that until I wish I knew that when the Wonderite thing was around. Cause
yeah, that's easy farming there.
Oh.
So many items drop in there, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. And then the Insight, the extra elemental resistance reduction, right?
Yeah.
That's also really nice. Yeah, stat-wise, because you're familiar with all the commands, right? So, like...
Yes. I believe so, or most of them.
Most of them, yeah. Cursory knowledge. Because yeah, when it comes to like 36k stat, you do you want to end up scoring quite highly on all of those metrics.
Yeah, I think the two metrics I'm not as strong in when it comes to those are flame score and I want to say nodes, but my nodes have gotten a lot better since I've started just pumping out the totems to level. But
yeah, that could be another one, right? So if people are like, okay, you have this much stat and you have this much BA, immediately, like in your mind, you're looking at the grid, right? And looking like, okay, like stat is up there, it's important.
yeah.
And your BA is like a certain number. If you're DPM, you're already on the lower end. But if all the numbers are all like slightly lower on the end, then your stat is not a good predictor of how strong you're going to be, right?
It's like in the middle, and a lot of my stuff is like on the lower end. I know Star Force is like kind of on the lower end because everything's 17.
Right. Yep.
You know, whatever.
Yeah, so some 19 CRA, right? So.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. I tried to
That's
21 star a couple things, and my hat, I spent 16 bill on my hat to get it back to 17.
Beautiful, yeah.
Fucking
the Star Force experience.
That was my first Star Force. I had like 25 bill saved up.
You're
and
like, oh, I'm gonna make so many gains.
To end my life. Yeah, I was like, man, I'm so excited. And then, yeah, and then everyone was kind of like,
all the excitement
because I thought,
gone.
oh, this is just so unlucky. And they're like, no, that's pretty normal. I was like, oh.
There's got to be one item that just drains you of your life force and your meso. Yeah, there's always that one special item.
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can be lucky across the board.
Nah,
okay. Well, so let's go through it like one at a time. So yeah, familiar wise, we were talking about that. We're just looking for those bossing damage ones, right? And then hopefully the crit sets it into place with the. Hopefully we get that remake soon, so that 20% base.
Yeah, that should be fine. I'll just keep the Phantom Link for now, and then when we get like event buffs and such, I'll just swap it out at that point.
Exactly. The reboot passive change is also somewhere on the horizon, so that should also be pretty nice.
Is that for crit rate as well, or
no? No, that's for so that they'll take the damage bonus away from the reboot passive, but switch it out with final damage instead.
Is that better?
It depends on how big your damage and boss damage chunk is. So when you see in the progression grid, like that number is going to change tremendously, right? Because there's just like an insane amount there that's going to be gone. So the thing is, right now we're getting percentage damage for every 2 levels, which means that if your class already relies very heavily on having a lot of percentage damage, you're actually comparatively not getting that much of a gain from the reboot passive, because there's diminishing returns the more you have, because it gets thrown into one pile and it's additive. So they're switching that instead to be final damage, because final damage is multiplicative. It just looks at all the damage you're already doing and then multiplying the whole shebang, and that's more of a fair way of giving everyone percentage-wise the same level of growth from the reboot passive skill as it was intended, actually.
Okay. Yeah, because I guess once you get in, it's kind of helps scaling, I guess, a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's better for, so specifically if you have a lot of boss damage and damage combined, it's better for scaling, because you don't want to dissuade people from pushing all of that boss damage out, because if that has diminishing returns. And the other thing that
like
it is...
IED?
Well, you still want to get a lot of IED, but then a lot of sources that could get boss damage, maybe like the familiars. If you're like, well, I have the IED and I already have so much percentage damage, I'll just aim for percentage attack on everything. It kind of locks up your WSE as well for options. But with this change also, damage percentage in the boss damage percentage lines on WSE comparatively are going to get more valuable as well. So you basically will have more outs of having quote-unquote optimal potentials on your, well, mainly your weapon and your secondary, right? The emblem cannot get boss damage, but mainly you'll have more options of getting really good results, and that should return into a cheaper way of getting near optimal configurations. And then for a lot of people, it's going to be a damage increase. For some, it's going to be neutral. For some, it's going to be a minor decrease. But for most people, it's going to be an increase. Yeah. I don't know, when you're like full bursting in your burst, do you know how much damage bonus and boss damage together you have Is it like
no
roughly the same as
idea.
here, or does it go up by a bit? Or
Probably the same, because I went and stacked the one thing that we have that
the
stacks. I think it's
Freud's?
Arcane Pitch or something. No.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, I didn't use Freud's. Oh, well, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because I saw you didn't have it selected in the matrix. I don't know how big Freud's is for the burst as well. But
I think it, maybe. I'm not sure, actually. It's a good question.
I think there's some
I mean,
magic
I put
attack
it
in there, but yeah, not sure.
I think I put it in instead of HS when I'm full on trying to burst. But,
Right.
Yeah, I kind of don't really change that too much. I put in the bossing or EXP boost node thing, or not the boost node, but the special node. And I think I switch out.
Max.
I don't think I switch out anything else actually.
Max Freud's is 55 all stat, 25 magic attack, and 25% boss damage. So there's some coming from there. And it lasts for 30 seconds. Yeah, and this is also like an ideal one that makes your if you're doing Oz, makes you the risk taker ring valuable.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, risk taker gives you a lot of damage, but if you get hit by anything, you immediately lose it. So for most people, it's like, well, that's not very useful because anything can hit me. But for hero classes, it's really nice because as soon as that Freud stacks, boom, you pop the ring, and then you have it guaranteed for the whole duration. So it's an extra. Well, you know, it's already pretty rare to get the rings that you want. So to have an extra out of an extra set of rings that can also be beneficial to you is a really nice extra value there.
Damn it! I threw away a risk taker ring because I thought it was useless.
Was it like 1-2?
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, just say it was a risk taker 1, dude. Don't worry about it.
It was definitely risk taker 1.
Yeah, 100% garbage.
I haven't even unlocked the third slot yet, so it was actually probably risk taker 1. But yeah.
Most likely, yeah. Oh, is it for a minute?
What?
30 seconds.
Yep. I thought it was 30 seconds. Oh, I guess because it
right. Yeah, because it's stack 5, right?
Right.
Yeah. So 30 seconds on stack 5, and then another 30 seconds on stack 6.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, so they all add on top of each other for Freud's. Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind
In
of.
the beginning,
crazy.
you get like effect number 1, and then you get 1 and 2, then 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Huh.
So
yeah,
leveling.
that's pretty useful.
Yeah. And I guess it scales pretty well with the leveling, because yours is what, level 4, level
8
5?
or something.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's 8, but whatever.
Yeah, 8, yeah.
Same. Not max.
Not max, yeah, not max. That was what I was going for, yeah. So then the boss damage is 14, weapon magic attack 14, all stats 33. That's not bad, but like that's still, yeah, that's still another 10% boss damage. Yeah, for a minute. Yeah, that's pretty nice actually. If you're DPM as well, getting that over a minute does allow you to utilize that quite a bit.
Indeed.
Versus if you're super bursty, if you get it a minute or 10 seconds, is not that much of a difference.
Yeah. May as well just have another AB link.
Yeah. But yeah, so familiars were just, yeah, you're definitely set on the healing familiars, I think.
Oh yeah. What does the auto steal do? Because I keep that, but I don't know if I've never actually used it.
You can use it when you're training. You can make a little bit more money. So basically what it does is it gives you a chance when you hit, like, people are still trying to figure out 100% how it works. Some people have theorized that it only works when your familiar hits a monster. I think that's been debunked. But you have to, oh god, there was like one conditional, I forget, but
I mean,
it wasn't as straightforward. But basically, the idea behind it is that if you hit a monster and you have some auto steal, that there is a chance that you take the drop that you were gonna get from that monster anyway, that you take it earlier and it drops before the monster is actually dead, which is of course not very useful at all. But when it comes to mobbing, you can steal part of the money that was gonna drop without it reducing the money it would drop at the end. So you basically generate a little bit of extra gains when you're training. It's minor, but it's, you know.
If you two-shot, then it's more useful. Or...
I think it can happen when you're one-shotting also, I think.
Oh, so you just get like twice the amount of Meso or
No, it's like a
like
small extra. It's not like, when it triggers you get the whole big. It's something like for every 2% auto steal, it's like 1% more money or something like that.
God.
Of your total, yeah. So some people would like min-max for auto-steal gloves that you can roll with the Meister cubes and stuff and get 2 familiars. It's pretty minor, but I mean, if it's a leveled up familiar and it's got a lot of defense and you use it as your third one when you're training to make sure that, you know, the bar goes down slower and it gives you a little bit extra, then it's something. It'll add up over time, but just have 100% auto steal, yeah, that's not really not really something.
Just get like 8 familiars with like 2 7% lines.
Something like that, yeah. And then the gloves with like 12% on it or something. But then that also means you lose out on a critical damage, so you have to compensate for that. You know.
Yeah, so what? You've got 100% auto steal.
Easy clap, yeah.
Easy clap.
So,
Okay.
so that's what that does,
I'll probably just get rid of it then, because honestly, I use the spider familiar for the Meso, and then that drop familiar, and then I just use the 3rd slot to like level up familiars.
Yeah, large drop rate familiar would still be that's the one is that the one you standard use when you're training, or do you still use the spider?
Yes, and I use both because of the Meso still comes from the spider, right?
I think we talked about the drop stacking, or I sent you the drop stacking link last time, right? If you have enough drop in your gear to guarantee a bag to always drop, then and you have a large drop rate familiar, then the spider in itself doesn't do anything anymore.
Oh, really? Oh, so it doesn't increase the Meso, like, that total that you get? It just... Okay.
Yeah, it's the Meso drop rate is like the chance for a bag of Meso to drop when you kill a monster.
And then so there's no large Meso.
There is. That's the old... remember the old leprechauns and the Eyes of Time that people would want on their bye-bye station farmers? Mm-hmm. Those were Meso drop rate by a large amount. But there are no familiars that give you more Meso obtain. That's what you're looking for, like more money in the bags. That's Meso obtain.
I see. Okay. Interesting.
That all comes from the potential, and then from the big potions, right? Like the Wops and the Legion buffs. That's where all the obtain comes from. Okay. So if there's at least, what is it, like 66% or 67% drop rate between like Holy Symbol and the equips that you're wearing, non-familiar sources, right? Because familiar drop rate only goes for item drop rate. That's why they're split on familiars. There's item drop rate and Meso drop rate, because they're seen as separate. But if you see item drop rate on your potential, that includes Meso bags. It's a little bit confusing. Okay. Yeah.
No, that's fine. I mean, so I just can get rid of the spider now, essentially. That's good to know.
The 10% the plus 10 Meso familiar is actually 10% Meso obtained, but it's shared with the cap on equips.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so you...
Oh, so you could use it, but then, like, you would also just...
You'd have to get 2 of them and then drop 1 Meso obtained equip. Yeah, to
for the drop rate? Yeah, it's... So if you got, like, a familiar with 2 of those lines, that's good.
Then it would be nice. Then you can switch one. Yeah. But yeah, the 1 in a bajillion chance of that happening.
Yeah.
Who knows, man? You got that rare 50-50. With 2 lines of 15% IED, so yeah, it's true. 50-50.
That's true. That's true.
Actual 50-50, yeah.
See, 50-50. I told you. Okay. All right. I think that's, and then I guess what I'm looking for now is just unique familiars for boss damage, and 3 of those is
you can get it on epic. You can also get 30% on epic, but probably better chance with unique, right? Because the bottom line is also an epic line, so you've got like 2 chances. Yeah, big chunks of boss damage is mainly what you're looking for. Yeah,
so like 30% is what I'm settling.
Yeah, 35 is possible, I believe, but like 30 would be really nice.
There is no 40, is there?
No, that's unique, I believe. Like legendary, I believe. 40, 45, or 50, I think, is legendary all. Yeah. Which is like technically possible, but like theoretically possible, but highly improbable. Yeah. They can apparently drop, like, there are legendary familiars that can drop from bosses. There's been reports of Papalatus and I think a Lotus and Princess No, if I'm not mistaken, dropping legendary familiars in Reboot. But yeah, there's like a handful of people who do this. I think so. Or it was intended in the beginning and then maybe left in, but because it's so wildly rare, I mean, it gets revealed at one time and it's like 99% chance going to be garbage potential, and you just praying
got
for
that
red cards, right? Yeah.
legendary, like,
Yeah.
I got that
Plus
legendary
3%
defense,
luck.
plus 40.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Oh, Lotus and Papulatus drop unique at best now. Okay. But Princess No can still drop legendary. Yeah, maybe it's not intended then because it's like non-KMS content, but yeah. There's probably like one or two people who have it, and then they probably have garbage potentials on both of them. And even if they get something amazing, it'll be like 5% more boss damage on an entire account, which is not breaking the bank, so
Yeah.
that'd be fine.
Alright.
I'm just gonna sneeze in a second. If it comes... Oh, is it gone? No, it's still there. God damn it, just sneeze or... Okay, it's going away again. Okay.
As you called it out, I guess scared.
Yeah, maybe. It just retreated. It's gonna like creep up on me in a little bit. Anything with familiars that you're still wondering about? Everything with the drop rate is clear now?
Good. Thank you.
Alright, link skills. Let's see, you've got the mobbing and the bossing set up here.
I thought that the red would help, but I think it just makes it worse.
Well, I know I can read the pictures quite well, so that's fine. So for mobbing, I am not a fan of those bottom two, the empirical knowledge and the thief's cunning, because they're both conditional. Like the empirical knowledge is conditional on hitting mobs multiple times, which we're probably going to be one-shotting after a while. And Thief's Cunning is like on sometimes, off sometimes. And like with Mastery, you want to just have a base level of killing things at a reliable speed. So if there's another skill that you have that just increases your damage always, that would always be preferable to me. But do you need more crit rate in that left one now? Does that one have the Phantom in there as well?
The left one doesn't, because I put my Legion into crit rate
Your Legion,
and
yeah.
bonus XP, so I get it from that.
And how's the kill speed when you're mobbing now? Do you have any trouble?
No, not at all. I
Not at all,
one-shot
okay.
in Luminous 2.5 as well.
Okay,
That should
okay.
be okay.
Then for
But
now, I
I
guess there's no, yeah, there's
Can
no
put
need.
hybrid logic in there,
Yeah.
and like something like for something else.
Yeah, you could put hybrid logic. You
Pirate.
could put
Pirate blessing or something.
yeah, either pirate blessing
Tide.
or Cygnus blessing or the Hayato. Like it's all pretty close together. That would be the other slot probably. Yeah. There's always the option for Bravado from Ho Young because of the extra damage on the first hit. If you're one-shotting, that should give that a bit more damage. Plus, it makes your range look cooler. That's an option.
True, it's all about.
Yeah. If that helps you get that, that first shot kill in always, then that's always nice.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, that's good to know.
And then for bossing, yeah, so you're putting the Phantom Instinct because you're moving things into buff duration for... Well, actually, don't you want buff duration when you're mobbing also?
Yes.
Technically? You need the whole thing...
One of these...
Well, because you have
I
your
don't
two
know.
setups, right? Yeah, they're quite
in
distinct.
Legion, yes.
Yeah, in Legion,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if
Do you
I need...
Because that's 40% crit rate, right? Do you need all of that? I can imagine you can get away
I
with
don't
just like
think
20
so.
in there, right?
In the crit rate section for the mobbing? Probably. Honestly, I just have kind of left it like that because on most of my mules I need... I don't know if I need...
Oh, you're
it
also
on
using
all
the
of them,
Beast
but
Tamer, though. Beast and Phantom at 2, so that's 22%.
bossing,
Yeah, so that's 22% from that.
Yes. So I guess I could get away with swapping out some of that for something else when I'm in mobbing mode. But you want bossing? Oh, so you're saying in bossing, if I took some out of buff duration and put it into crit rate?
No, I'm thinking if you're... Well, do you think it'll make much difference if you get more buff duration while you're mobbing?
Probably.
Because you're using
Maybe.
reflection, using the gate... like,
Oh,
is
I
your gate
wonder-
uptime, is that Do you struggle with that at all, or is that fine?
I mean, the gate uptime, I don't have it 100%, but I don't think that buff duration affects the gate. I think it affects equilibrium. I could be wrong though.
Can you? But can you like? But you can only use gate when you're in equilibrium, right?
Yes, once when you're in equilibrium.
Just once? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can't. It doesn't like refresh, I don't think. But like if you, while you're in equilibrium, you can start stacking the other way, right? Like so you can never be out of equilibrium, but I can't get to that point because I don't think it's quite possible. I think when you're in dark mode, you can like skip, like and just go right into equilibrium again. But I don't think you can do that in light mode. But
I thought it was possible. It's probably not like a huge overlap. Is Mirio still in the chat? Mirio, is it possible to go for 100% gate uptime? I thought that was possible eventually.
I think it is possible, but I don't know how to do it either. So that
I'm guessing that buff duration might be part of the key to unlocking that.
That would be
the
great.
Gate. The duration is 40 seconds on max gate.
I think I have max gate.
Yeah, you've got max. Yeah. Everybody, what's up? For gate uptime when mobbing, would it be a good idea if he doesn't need all of the critical rate and stuff to work our way down and add into buff duration for mobbing? Would that increase his chances of keeping the gate up 100%? Because that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and then I could just put Phantom Link instead of the Thief Link. And that, like, since I'm not struggling to one-shot, that might be smart, actually. I could just keep the... And then just, like, hybrid logic it or something.
Because the way I'm thinking, if you're putting in 22% crit, but no crit whatsoever, to hit 100% when you're bossing, then you shouldn't even have to put in the full 40 when you're mobbing to hit 100%, right?
Yeah, probably not.
Because then only like 22. yeah, exactly. But then if we can optimize that, it would give you more versatility to when you can cast gate, but duration is unaffected. But what we're thinking is that it'll give him more time with like an empowered reflection to switch. Yeah, because I'm trying to think. If being... Is there any kind of thing where you charge the energy for your equilibrium faster during equilibrium or something? Or is that the same as off?
I think it's the same. But you can still charge it, which is originally what I struggled with. Because sometimes I'm dropping my gate while the gate is about to end. So maybe I need to be more cognizant of like waiting till it ends, and also I have like Lucid Soul and Will Skill if I don't have the gate up, and then 2-5 on the one side it's only like 2 platforms I think, so that should be able to clear.
Yeah,
but that might help my...
Oh, you put it like on the top right, or do you put it on the left side and then you stand on the top right and then you just reflect the way down? Yeah, okay.
Reflect, or you can like teleport up and down in dark mode if you're using Apocalypse.
Oh, Luminous says you can get 100% gate without buff duration Legion. Okay, so that should...
Yeah, like I think you can. I think I'm probably just not paying enough attention.
Yeah, it's probably one of those things where if you really, run a like high focus mode, a high try hard training, you could probably do it. I think it's kind of like keeping up the energy for Dark Lords for your Lord of the Deep as a Buccaneer. Whereas like technically you can just keep it up all the time, but it does require some effort. Once it becomes muscle memory, it becomes easy, but you have to at quite like specific points use specific skills to make sure that you can keep 100% uptime, and if you don't do that, it's very easy to drop it.
Yeah, that's probably true.
It's kind of like keeping up Frenzy as a DA and everything as well.
I guess even still, keeping up the like I definitely don't need all that crit rate, so I mean, I
Well,
could
yeah, it's a
figure
whole puzzle,
something
right?
out.
Like the hyperstats and the link skills and the legion. Like that's the big puzzle that we wanna fix.
Yeah, I watch these when I'm training because I enjoy them. So I have an idea, but it's more the bossing one that I'm like, I don't know if this is correct, or you know what I mean? Like the
Mm-hmm.
mobbing one, if I was having trouble one-shotting, I would maybe when I get into Cernium, that's probably when I'm gonna have to focus more on like changing my mobbing setup or just using this.
Yeah. So
Like,
when you're bossing now, you have 100% crit. That's what you checked
yeah,
with
because
now,
I swap into the Phantom Link.
right?
But
And
I,
is that partially because of the familiar? Is that 7% from the familiar? Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yes, that's part of the calculation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I always use that familiar. Even in Will, I only use 2 of the healing ones.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah, your party shouldn't need more than that. They need more than 2 healing familiars, and they need more practice instead.
Indeed. They might argue that I need it, but I'm
Well,
just
if you're the one dying,
kidding.
then maybe. But
Yeah, yeah. It just this guy beast mode needs
now you're going through the IED into the buff duration stacked into the int. I mean, yeah, you change the strength for the magic attack, I guess, to get a little bit more out of it. But I guess it's mainly going to be pushing the Legion further if you want to, and then if you get to 8k, then you get to explore the depths of boss damage.
Indeed.
But until that point, I don't think for bossing you can optimize much more here.
Yeah,
Especially if the Discord said that, right? Is there such a thing as having like
yeah.
too much buff duration on the Lumi?
This is what I'm wondering because I mean realistically, if you have when you're bossing and you're in equilibrium, you're just spamming ender. You're not gonna start stacking the other way anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
Yeah, no,
I don't
exactly.
know. Because then you can't use gate again. Then you can't use. Well, I guess it's only gate that it really affects. Gate's not that much damage in your bossing kit, but it's a good chunk. But maybe I'll have a chat with Lord Mirio or whatever his name is. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's in the chat. Yeah. You have to make sure you don't whiff on reflection, or else charging takes too long. Yeah, the hitbox there is a little bit can be the game breaker, because then you don't tick enough, and then you don't get enough charge to get equilibrium back quickly, and then to use gate, right? When you're mobbing.
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah. You need to make sure that you're telecasting well.
Yeah, exactly. The one thing for the Legion setup, I guess, like if you have no trouble killing, then that's all fine. For optimization purposes, yeah, you definitely want to put only as much crit as you need, of course. And once you have enough crit, then you can take like this chunk out here, and everything out, and I would take everything extra out of magic attack, and then move into critical damage instead, so you can apply more critical damage when you're mobbing. But that's like if you really need the hits to be harder. I don't know if are you training right now on like full drop in Meso gear, or are you using some damage gear?
No, I'm using full drop in Meso.
Okay, and it's like all 9 accessories?
Yes. Yeah, I have the rings. I actually got really lucky in one of my, I think my tattoo got 1 line of each, and then I have like 4 rings for Meso, and I think I actually only have 3 drop rings right now, but that's fine. I use the Meso ones when I'm training. And then yeah, I have like 4, I think I have like 12 or 11 rings, which is not great, but I just figure when I'm in bossing, I want to be having as much drop, right? But they're all like black gate rings and stuff.
Yeah, the old guard.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Silver Blossom, the Black Gates. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the big boy setup. I roll into my Helix runs in this stuff, and
oh yeah, the tattoo double. Yeah. That's solid drop in Meso gear. That's good stuff. Too bad that monocle couldn't be big intellect instead of big luck.
Eh,
That would have been
can you
nice.
do? Beggars can't be choosers, I guess.
So. Yeah, but yeah, if you're having no problem killing, then it's I guess you don't have to be as picky with where you put everything. If you're working on the Legion though, then I would move the pieces around and get higher into
Okay.
critical damage so your characters can kill more easily, right?
Yeah. Later on in the like 160 plus range, it does get tough. So maybe
Yeah.
I need to work on that more.
Yeah, yeah. Then
And I know it's more important than the EXP as well. Like I know I can
Yeah.
take that out.
And a lot of the
But-
characters then, when you get to that point, also have access to most of their self skills, which tend to give them decent amounts of crit rate. And it's only going to be like a handful of characters that really need the whole crit rate to be filled. Most of them,
Yeah, a lot
if you
of mages.
give them like 10 to 15, and the link skills will be good enough.
Okay. Good
And then-
to know.
yeah.
Yeah. It's been for like training them to 140,
Mm-hmm.
mostly. So
Yeah, you don't
I
really
guess
notice the
now it's
difference.
like-
They'll just one shot with all the links and Legion you have. They'll be boosted
Yeah.
enough.
But now that I'm getting everything to like 200 and 210, it's gonna
Mhm.
be a little bit more of a grind.
Yeah, yeah. And I see a lot of pencilier stuff, so that's probably a lot of bonking that happened, if I'm guessing.
Yeah, a lot of bonking happened for the mechanic and the
Marksman and the Jet, maybe.
marks. No, Jet was before. Jet was
Jet
a
was
terror
before?
burn
Oh,
a
yeah.
long time ago. Marksman was before we found out the Pathfinder was coming, and then I think the Beast Tamer is what I'm working on now. But
Right.
I have an Evan and a I didn't.
Yeah, they're
include
up here,
those.
yeah. They're
Okay.
top of the Mercedes and the Evan are up here, yeah.
Yeah, those guys I did were the bonks. I did a lot of.
Ah, I
bonking
see,
on
I see,
those.
yeah.
So that's
Yeah, if you ever want to do
So
something on
weird.
those characters, you're gonna be
yeah, I'm
struggling
gonna-
to kill
I'm gonna
anything.
Not have a good time. That's for sure.
You'd be like, holy shit, how did this get to 210? Well, you got carried by events.
I got carried by, but yeah, I have no desire. I tried to play both of them
Mm-hmm.
to 210. Like I tried, and I spent about 3 hours on both of them, and I got to like 202, and I was like, "Fuck this, I'm done."
Yeah.
So
Definitely not the most likable characters for most people.
not for everyone. Mercedes is Evan's just like if you can toggle your skills and learn how to do that, and you're not weak as fuck because you bonked it to 200. Then
Small
you know,
caveat,
it's
yeah.
pretty good. Yeah, small caveat. You have to fund them. And then Mercedes is like fun if you can learn the combos, but I'm just too lazy, so it's just kind of sits screw.
Yeah, you have to sit down and really get into it.
Yeah, that's okay. So I guess the big question that I have at this point is like I need a plan for 5, 10, 15.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the big event, and
Yep.
I think we've covered most of everything else. I guess.
We can look at the
Maybe V Matrix.
yeah, we can look at the matrix real quick, I guess.
Yeah.
So you swapped out the holy symbol for Freud's, you said, when you're bossing?
Yes.
And the
then
in the
like I'll
special
switch
nodes.
it back at
probably.
the end.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the special nodes as well. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And if I'm solo bossing, I'll put in the second bind. Just
Yeah,
um,
like on 2 body bosses. You
yeah,
can
I'll
burst
switch
both of
out
them.
like rope lift sometimes because most of them don't need.
Right, yeah, Damien and Lotus, so the 2 body bosses that where rope lift doesn't do anything, so it's an easy one to do that with. You have one overload. I probably move around. So this is just like a min-maxy thing. Do you only use one set? Do you ever go for 2 sets of skills?
No,
Of
because
boost
the second boost node set is like really like I think you can use there's like a pushback skill that we have,
Mhm.
but like they're not. I don't think I've ever used any of these skills.
Mhm.
Death Sight is like good for like Princess No because it hits if you're in. It's like Ender.
Yeah.
I think it's like the 3rd job skill. Spectral Light's the heal.
Yeah.
Morningstar is like a pushback skill with the meteor,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's good for mobbing early on when you have to use that like weird third job skill that like it's like a big cannon thing. And then Death Scythe is good for like Horntail and things like this where you have to hit a lot of
A lot of targets. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of targets, and you're in
Yeah, it says here it's
delivery.
only like as an extra when you have literally everything already in the matrix and
Yeah,
you have the
yeah, it's
space,
like
but low
and
priority.
like Blink will be better like
Yeah,
eventually too.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
exactly. Yeah, the passives, all the you throw in all the decent skills almost.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I guess from optimization point of view, I'd probably switch your two more bursty skills like the Arachno Reflection and the Goddess Blessing, and put those instead of the Ethereal Form and the Rope Lift, just to give them those extra 5 levels. But other than that, I don't think there's anything to min max.
Yeah, I know that I'm going like one skill at a time crafting, which I know is not the ideal thing to do, but I just kind of want to be like, okay, I'm done with this, I'm done with this. That's just kind of how I roll. So don't make too much fun of me.
Yeah, I usually go for like 22, 23, and then they slowly level up. But yeah, I know most people don't do that. I guess the conduit and
That's a
the
smart way to do it.
yeah. Well, you're doing the fourth V now, and then conduit after that.
Yeah, that's the plan, and then just start doing like speed infusion, maple blessing, all that stuff.
Yeah, probably do the blessing first.
Oh
The
yeah,
speed, yeah, the decent skills are really. I don't think I've crafted a single decent skill on any character. Like that'll level up eventually. The main thing is just have it not be level 1, so it's like, oh, it runs out. You have like 2 seconds to press it, kind of thing. If you have like level 10 to 15, if it's in a leveled up slot, if you have that wiggle room, because you don't have to worry about leveling it too much, because a lot of other people use either 4 or 5 or 6 boost nodes, so the amount of slots, empowered slots they have available for these skills is very minimal. But since you don't have that, you can put them in empowered slots and just get 5 levels for free basically, so that gives you a lot more breathing room and having to create them.
yeah,
And
that's fair.
gives you the option
I
of
definitely
maybe throwing them onto other characters if you want to make like a bossing mule or something. You'll have a lot more nodes available for that, and that saves you a lot of funding. Being able to throw like 1,000 nodes at a character versus having to throw like 20 bill at it to do like the same result. There's a lot of value in nodes in that sense.
It's good to know.
Yeah, I don't know if you had that as an option, because like your highest characters are the Mercedes and the Evan, which from my take, from how you just talked about them, probably not candidates for any of that.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean
know
the Kana could use some nodes, but
yeah.
I'm not really at a point where I do a lot of Kana farming yet, so.
Yeah, it depends on your schedule. I guess usually the first question is like what your schedule looks like and everything. We kind of like glossed
We
over all of
talked
that.
about that last time.
Oh,
It's
yeah, okay.
like,
Oh.
I mean, I just use the totems on my Lumi, and I have Meso gear, and I get like a little bit more, like maybe $1.5 billion per totem, so it's not the end of the world. And then I'm like using the event to get the Kana's symbols up, but other than that, it's more for like later when I'm sick and tired of looking at my Lumi.
Yeah, yeah, because the Kana looks so different. You'll be looking at the. Well, the Choo-Choo set maybe will be gone by then. Yeah.
I don't spend money on that stuff. I'm not into the fashion story.
Yeah, this picture kind of gave me that vibe. Some people like, some people's it looks like a Milan fashion.
I should get the Scardor hair for all of my mules.
Yeah, just get like one thing on all of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you go into Legion, it's like, hell yeah, there we are, boys.
we're the cavalry.
We are Legion, yeah.
Oh, you mean us?
Yeah. All the Mohawks shift 90 degrees in your direction.
They're like, oh shit, he's here.
I guess the Penciler gang is in full force.
Well, I did that because I was on a point where I was working only on Legion, because I find that actually quite enjoyable, the Legion. So someone told me that now what they left out was that it's only really good once you hit like 200. But someone told me, oh yeah, you can like Star Force all your stuff and like get a bunch of Legion raid power. And I was like, yeah. So I was like, I have this like huge written out like graph of like, oh, does it have like the Magnus badge? Does it have
yeah.
Pencilier set and all these things you can get and what the Star Force is, and it's very extra. But,
yeah, a little
then
bit extra, yeah.
then someone told me like, oh, why are you doing that on like your 140 character? So I was like, because I don't know.
Yeah, I give something, but leveling is when it comes to raid power, because you could probably see like the Star Force of some of your 160s is probably the same as some of your 200s, but they're just like 8.3 mil versus 3.2, and it's that's a huge gap just from the levels.
Yeah, I mean, when I get there, I'll be happy I did it, but
yeah,
it'll probably be a lot easier to do it once they're all 200.
Yeah, leveling some of them up with higher Star Force can also be easier, of course. That gives them a bunch of damage. And that's why I was talking about the bossing mule as well, because one of the things is that a lot of people look at the bossing mule as just like, this is how much I can sell the crystals for, and that's cool. But you get a lot of cubes, a lot of flames, a lot of potential scrolls, a lot of potential stamps, occult cubes, and that all adds up over time tremendously. And that you can allow that to trickle down into your other characters to fund them to get them to 200 easier. And then if you get to 200 and you like the 5th job, then you can make the jump to making them into a bossing mule way more easily than, you know, dragging them with potions and with events to 200. And then the 5th job is very hard to enjoy if your character is just like funded as a level 140 and can't kill anything around your level. So
yeah, the shade was actually pretty enjoyable. Like that could be a bossing character potentially if I ever wanted to do that. But and the Kana I like too, but you know.
Yeah, the Kana will be closer to, so that'll be an easy one with like a low amount of funding. You can probably start killing some bosses pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
And then then you can have 2 characters, because at a certain point, like, well, occults very quickly, but then even Master Craftsman and even Flames after a while, they have very little value for your main character. Because, you know, the chance that a flame actually improves your your flame is starts becoming very low, and you don't want to start messing up your messing up all your gear, so you just throw it into another character instead, where the chance for gains is like 80% versus like 5%, right? And then more and more characters will come into the fray and be like, oh, this character is actually, you know, it can actually kill things. You know, as much as damage isn't everything, if you have a weak-ass character, it's very hard to enjoy it properly. It's always going to be like, ugh.
Yeah, that's probably why I didn't enjoy some of those classes a little more, because it's hard to enjoy something when you take like 3 hours because you're like 3-shotting or 4-shotting.
Yeah, or just unironically 8 or 9-shotting. It's like, this is cool, but it'd be cool if the XP bar could also move. That'd be nice.
It would be cool if I could, like, not be doing this forever.
Yeah, because your time doesn't feel valued at that point. You're like, I could be doing all this other stuff and getting way more for it in return. The comparative advantage kicks in there. Is like 1 hour here versus 1 hour there. Yeah. Where am I spending my time? Because we have a finite resource of time.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah, true. Well, there was also kind of a hint to making sure that we stay on time for this session. So yeah.
Indeed, because last time was so...
I don't remember, but I tend to go very late, so I wouldn't even be surprised if we had like a 3-hour session when it was supposed to be.
Probably.
Yeah, well, we didn't have to cover all of those more basic stuff, that like, foundational stuff. Basic sounds a little bit derogatory, but like more foundational stuff. So that allows us to build on way more. So
how much
we
time
have.
are we at right now? I want to make sure that I don't.
We have about 20 more minutes.
All right, cool.
So that's perfect. That's fine. So okay, I see you have built up some of those resources. That's cool. You see some cubes and some stuff, and some backups. That's good shit. And you have 26 bill now. So how much do you plan to have by the weekend? Can you get to 30 or? Is that a little bit too high? Yeah.
I'm gonna hit a totem after this, probably grab a copy, and yeah, I'll probably hit like 30 bill. What day is it? Tuesday. Yeah, 30 bill sounds about right.
Yep. Maybe Maple Tour kicks in, gives a little bit of a bonus.
Yeah, maybe like 31 or 32. We'll see.
So that's what we'll have in mind. Just for reference, you've got 5 primals. You've got some coins, but not access to a lot more. So we don't want to go too hard on Abzo. You're doing some Oz. It's a lot of reinforced and a lot of belts. Some Dominators 4. Okay, is that 3 superior earring backups?
Yeah, in the bottom right.
And 2 superior belts. Okay. I would
So
have clean inventory, dude. So much backup and still so much space. I can learn a thing or two from you because hoarder me is very. You make those tough decisions easily. Like, okay, don't need it. Get rid of it.
When I boom that shit and I don't have any more, then I'll be like, hey.
Yeah.
I am wondering though, should I try to Star Force on the superior stuff first with those backups, or should I just go for the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a valid question. That's a valid question. I'm just checking out all the backups to make sure I have the information droplet wise. We're 308, and you haven't been running the hard bosses yet, so you don't have any backups in that regard, and you don't have like a direct line to backups yet either.
No. Unless I get really lucky on like a random carry
yeah.
or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I try not to get carried, but honestly, kind of feels like that sometimes.
Yeah, and you know, even if you see the sheer amount of runs you need, it's not like getting 1 or 2 carries is going to make a huge difference in
it's
like.
More like, sick. I get like 5 droplets this run.
Yeah.
Instead of 3.
Oh, okay. This is gonna be like weird, but you have like 2 stacks of the Narrows that could go together. I don't know why they're separated like that.
Oh, wait, me neither.
I guess you spent some, and then
I've been trying to transpose my. I spent like 8 bill on fucking flames for a Dominator pendant.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I've been trying to transpose for a couple days.
Is that
and I have a feeling. Oh no, but it's 88 and 5.
Oh, nice.
So I hit nothing for like 8 bill, and then I hit.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
Well, you look at the numbers, right? Like on average, 88 and 5. I think on average costs way more than that, I would guess. So.
Well, yeah, probably. So I'm not that bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the average is like maybe 3 times that. Because we have 9, 10, 5, 1,
Definitely not.
33.
And 20 luck. Let's go.
And 20 luck? Oh, so that's a 135 then.
Beauty.
Yeah, between 160 and 230 bill cost.
Are you kidding me?
No. Somewhere between 17 and 24,000 flames average.
Alright, I'm not gonna parade that around anymore then.
Yep.
I look like a total dick. I thought I was unlucky. What the fuck?
Yeah, well, for that first 7.9 bill you were, but then for the other one, it just compensated for the next 3, 4, 5 items.
50, baby.
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah.
That hat is gonna blow all my money on this.
Yeah.
Man.
And then, so even if you blow 100 bill, you're still like below average on the cost because of the flame on the.
God damn. Oh no.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't know this.
Well, I mean,
no, I'm just.
it's better to know that you were actually going for this and you actually spent the money and didn't get it, then it would feel really bad. Or if you needed to actually spend all of that before you got it and you just quote unquote only got average luck. But yeah.
I would have given up a long time before that. Let me tell you.
It'd be cool though if you had like some kind of option where you could downgrade your flame by like 10 flame score, but because it's at the upper end, it would be like an average of like 10,000 flames you get back, and then you get like the 10,000 flames to use on other items instead. You know, like if there was some kind of exchange stuff like that, it's like, oh yeah, I'll take a 10 stat cut and get like 30 more stat on all of my other pieces. Yeah, let's do that.
Absolutely.
Some upper end people wouldn't do that, but yeah, if you're trying to min-max a single piece. But that's really nice. Okay, so you're working on transposing that, and you have some backup, so that's all fine. So you're gonna have hopefully by then like a 15-star pendant that you can get it to 17, and that'll be your second pendant. So that'll probably replace the I'm trying to look at the flames.
Superiors.
Yeah, one of the two. They're probably pretty close.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
They're like 50k stat or something in between them. So
Like a
think
50,000
the,
range difference if you.
well, one of them used to be Meso gear, and then I was like, I
The
have all
unique
this
one,
Meso gear.
you try to get it to legendary, and then you roll that instead.
That was actually the one I had first, and then I
okay.
had the legendary one was Meso, and I was like, okay, and then I rolled that, and I was like, well, all right,
Well,
cool.
So
We're here for it.
By using reinforce and greed, yeah.
So I guess I could also like try and upgrade one of those to Star Forcing as well, but that's probably going to cost a lot of Meso, so I'm not really worrying about that.
Yeah, you could try to frog leap them, do like one and do the other, and then see how high you get, and then leave yourself with a trace, because there's no real downside in blowing one of them up.
That's true.
If it leads to 1 or 2 more stars increase, then... Because that's like a very risky late thing, right? That's like getting a lot of Dominators and trying to like send one to 21 or to 22 and then transferring back into Superior. Or you keep it as a backup for when that happens. Eventually, if people want to get to 21, you go like 21 Dominator into into one of them, and then if it blows up, you'll be able to transfer at least the trace of what will then probably be a 24, 27, or 30%, and then transfer that one into the unique one that you have now, and then do another Dominator and transfer into it again, and it'll save you 700 Gollux coins down the road.
Okay. Okay, cool.
So you could use it as an option there as well, because it's probably better
probably
now.
What I'll do.
Yeah, because considering your backups and everything, it's probably better to send first on the things that you already have a lot of backups on. Yeah. So okay, so 5 and 15. So yeah, Abzo, we're keeping that. We could probably do a little bit of work on the flames, but that will depend on how quickly we are at the arcane piece. So you can you could buy your weapon, and you could maybe buy your shoulder.
Yeah, but I would have to buy the weapon from the Lucid shop, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah.
I
so
could
you
buy everything but the weapon, but that's kind of silly.
Yeah, the Will shop is limited in the resources. Yeah, so you'd have to run Lucid and Will more first. Yeah. Yeah, you want to buy the weapon. If you buy, you want to buy it from the Will shop, because you almost have enough already to get both the weapon and the shoulder. And we're not going to go any backup past 17-star shenanigans at this point.
No, definitely.
So, yeah, it'll be a matter of getting Will up and running. Where's the Will? Oh, here you have 20. Yeah. Okay, so you're pretty close to being able to buy the weapon from Will as well. Hopefully in 2 more weeks.
Sucks that I actually died during my Will run right as the boss died, so I got 0 droplets.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing, and my party was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, because you saw some drops, and then you're like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, Lotus and Damien have that too. I don't know why they do that. Such a bad.
It's so stupid, man.
Yeah.
Like, I guess because it'll respawn you, so it's not like you can just sit there till the end of the run, like.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're out of lives, then I kind of get it. But if you still have a life, then why?
Yeah, the glove flame. I actually had a bunch of flames left over, so my glove was my lowest flame, so I just kind of YOLO'd it, and then didn't get anything. That's why the glove flame is kind of
everything except intellect. Yeah, it always is like that on the last flame. You're like the worst possible outcome on the last flame. Typical. Shouldn't count a boss clear until the person picks up a... The problem is, any kind of system that you think about could be better, will always be able to result in some kind of exploit, yeah.
Yeah, because then I'd just pick up all the arcane weapons and run it again. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you just pick up arcane, and then you can run every single day, like a non-reboot.
Yeah.
What I do agree with, though, is that there should be differences in those rules when it comes to reboot and non-reboot. And there's a lot of systems where we just kind of have the same rules. That doesn't make any sense for us to have the same rules. So that is something that I think needs to be highly reconsidered. Reboot versus non-reboot.
Interesting.
Yeah, so more Will drops first, and then I would buy the weapon from Will. So that's going to be big expense, but that also means that we don't have to worry about all of that stuff. that part.
Exactly.
WSE is in that in that perfect situation where you've got those two lines and then the third line does something a little bit more on the karma orb. It's almost like a 20% boss damage line, so it's like you can almost count that as a 3 line. It's like a 2.5, right?
Yeah, I'm working on a Princess Snow, like throwing all my like random cubes that I get on that, but it's just unique for now. So we're gonna leave this and then just
Does the Princess Snow even
rolling.
give something?
It gives like a couple stat.
It's not great for Lumi, right? But Lumi doesn't have too many great options.
Yeah, it's it's like 8 or 10 stat, I think. But honestly,
that's a shade.
It's just something that I kind of keep,
Okay.
like, because I don't really have anything else to throw random cubes on, so I just kind of do that.
Oh yeah, 14 and 14 luck, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay, but it's not the end of the world.
You're just trying to Hail Mary on the other one.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because I'm never going to re-roll that.
Yeah, no, yeah, or black cubes only, which is pretty inefficient, yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I have other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
My idea for 5, 10, 15 was kind of...
yeah, what was your idea? Let's start from there.
It was this. It was just 21 CRA. That's probably going to eat up all of my money anyways. So...
How are you planning to do that? Like one at a time?
Well, I was doing it one at a time, but probably hat the 21, and if it doesn't, then I cry.
Yeah, then you cry. Hopefully get back to 17, and then the others two still sit at 19.
Yeah, because like the other two, but I don't know if that's smart or if I should do something else, like some of my earrings and belt, if I should fodder those first, because I wanted to do like one at a time to 21.
Yeah.
Just item wise, so that I can check mark them off. That's kind of how I roll.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it would be more beneficial to do that with like something I have a lot of backups for, considering these are already 19, so it's not as much of a. It's kind of hard to.
Yeah, because it's not the 17 to 21. It's not in one go like that.
Yeah, like I am only getting 2 stars from the top and the bottom.
Yeah.
But the hat I could still do, but like I don't know if I want to touch the hat because
the trauma.
I have PTSD. I gotta.
Yeah, no, I get that. From like an objective point of view, it probably would be that to try to get the hat to 21 and then the other 2 pieces to 21 as well. Objectively, that would probably be the most efficient, and that will most likely eat up most of your money. And then after that, it would probably be, since you have 2 backup belts, I wouldn't go on the belt itself, because you do eventually want to like 21 into 20 and then bump back to 21 on the belt with a little bit of a safety net there. Since you do have...
I see, okay.
Yeah, because then if that booms and you don't have like a replacement, you lose a set bonus. That's usually a really big, big dip.
Same thing for the earrings, I guess.
Same thing for the earrings, but since you have 3, you could risk a little bit more. I had, oh my god, what was I? I think I was at like 8 reinforced and 4 superior, and it was like off event, and I was like, or it was 30% off, and I was like, fuck it, I will just send it. And I think I blew up 2 superiors and like 3 reinforced and like 15 bill without like seeing anything, and I'm like, this is why I wait for events. This is so like on an event you could go for like the superior one time and just see if it works, and then transfer trace over. But you have to be sure, because then you're going down 17 to 12, right? So you have to make sure that either you do this in the beginning when you still have the money, or after you've already done CRA but you got pretty lucky there and there's money left. Because you can fodder like no safeguard, just up the belt and the earring, but I would do those definitely one item at a time, right? Because you have to redo the potential afterwards, so you don't want to like 19 in transfer and then 20 in transfer. Like that's highly inefficient. So either you do 21 into 20 or 22 into 21 if you prefer that, but like that's like the only option there.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think there's more present gains to be made on CRA before all of that. But yeah, barring any huge bad luck, I guess.
barring hat 2.0.
Yeah,
Then
hopefully that doesn't happen twice. Yeah.
yeah, that's fine. I mean, like I said, I just saved like 200 bill on flames, so
Yeah.
you know
You
I deserve it.
you do have a lot of Gollux coins.
I do, yeah. I don't spend them.
I guess your main bottleneck is money.
Yeah, that's why I was also kind of like trying to slowly train up the Kana too, because I know you can get better rates on Kana even at lower levels, just
Mhm.
like money wise.
Yeah, I heard some people talk about that. They were getting like 900 mil to a bill rates in the
Yeah,
Lachaline.
in latch.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
pretty
that's.
crazy.
I don't know if that's
Good.
accurate. Like,
Oh,
I don't
accurate.
know
Yeah.
if that's accurate. Like, I think it's more along the lines of like 750 because I've done it, but
Mhm.
I'm also not claiming to be the greatest Kana farmer ever. So, you know, like
Yeah, stay humble. Yeah.
that's still better. Well, no, that's still better than what I make on my
Yeah.
Lumi with my, which probably also shouldn't be the case, but you know,
Liminar.
whatever.
Yeah. What are your Liminar rates when you train there?
I trained there once and
Mhm. Oh
I
yeah.
got like 7 or 650 an hour, or I think,
Is this with every
which
single
isn't.
buff?
That's with all the buffs, but it's probably like bad rotation,
Mhm.
not keeping my gate up, you know, like stuff that people can do. And
Yeah.
that's another thing. I'm like, I don't really. I've kind of taken your philosophy on that. Like, as long as I keep doing it, that's more important than like trying to. You
Yeah, if
know,
there's a
like,
small thing you can do and that gives like a decent amount of results, that's cool.
yeah.
But if it's like you have to make sure that you like don't breathe from like minute 1 to minute 6.5, and then you
And
can
then
get
you
like
get
8 more
100 mil
mil. Yeah,
more.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like okay,
like
I'm gonna
not
just
good.
keep breathing if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
min max that hard. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. If you put in the hours, the money will come for sure. That's
Yeah, that's kind of the best ability is availability.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of just keep showing up and you'll get money.
Mhm. Yeah, because
But
I think Star Rise, that's where you're at, and then the big gains that you will see huge results from is if you start switching into Arcane. You already have the hat, right, as a placeholder for this hat. So in that
yeah,
sense, if you're kind of close to the weapon, you could also say like fuck the hat for now, and I am going to work on the belt and the earring instead, because when I go to the weapon, the hat's gonna get switched out anyway. You could also say that, and then you can come back to it
yeah.
once you're full Arcane. That's another option.
The problem is I think I'm at a point where I can already buy everything from the Lucid shop. I'm just waiting on will shops, which still, or will drops, which still could be like a couple, like 2 months or so, and then we'll have the winter update. So like, realistically, I'm gonna be switching at the same time because I'm probably unless I buy the weapon from the will shop or the Lucid shop, which I don't want to do. Um,
No, I buy the
in,
weapon from the will shop, but I mean, you could do that in 2 weeks, right?
can I?
Right?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
because you need 24.
24. Yeah, yeah.
Oh fuck! I could have done it right before 5. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
no, I
I'm
didn't
so
want to
sad.
mention that because I thought it would be like a little bit
No, I'll
salt
just
into
get
the
an
wound.
H will carry, easy. Trust me.
Yeah,
Trust me. Any H will carriers in there?
where the H will very valuable
uh,
DPM support Lumi,
Bear support Luminous got that
40
heal.
magic attack and the heal. Yeah,
I could give you 40 magic attack. Just kick your Evan.
and he's got
Trust me.
healing. He'll put all the healing familiars on,
I'll
guys.
put 3 just for you. 3 healing familiars.
No chance of dying unless you absolutely shit the bed. Yeah. Um,
Yeah. I will randomly bind the boss to avoid getting
to avoid
but
death, but small price to pay for the healing.
for the
Yeah, because with that weapon being so close, I do feel a little bit more in like letting you just ease off the hat. Maybe I think now that I think about it, I think I prefer that actually, because then
okay.
because what is the Abso? Is the Abso like 17?
No, it's the Apso hat is just not. I've just been throwing cubes at that as well.
Right.
Before
Okay.
I got the Princess Snow, I was throwing cubes at that. It's 0 star.
Okay.
But
Okay. Well, maybe
I
get the
could
hats.
just
Yeah.
17 it. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Like,
17 the hat. I would do that, and then and then I would try to fodder the belt, and then go up to a 21 belt. The one thing extra. What day is today? Is Tuesday to Wednesday, the Galax shop resets. So you could also buy, if you want, an extra reinforced ring.
Okay.
To try that one.
So
wait, how much do you have? You have like 4,000 Galax coins, right? Or 3,500?
Let me check. Yeah, 3.5.
And like, you probably, like, for Star Force wise, for both the ring and the pendant, you're going to go like high Star Force level 140 and transfer hammer into 150, and then be at 20 stars for quite a while until you're bumping everything up to 21. And by then you'll be able to make a lot more coins back. So the only thing that really is gonna cost you coins in the short term is getting like a high star for reinforced, because those you have to rebuy. So you could buy a reinforced now and then wait for the 5, 10, 15 and see if you make it. If you don't make it, you have one backup. If that one booms again, you can buy another backup. If that one makes it, then
so
you know, that's an option also. Depending on how
Yeah,
well it goes, right? I would put the belt and the earring first, so you can have like a combination of clearing out your inventory and and having a chance of a
clearing
high
out
Star
my
Force.
very
Yeah,
cluttered inventory.
no,
Indeed.
it's pretty clean, but
No, I'm just kidding.
yeah.
And then, so you're saying to, so I can only buy one.
Yeah, you can buy one a week, yeah. So if you buy one now, then after today it resets again, so you can hold off on buying another one, but like on Sunday itself, if both of them boom, you can still buy another one and just hold on to that one and bring it back up to 17, and then kind of no harm, no foul. I mean, a lot of money gone, but like, you'll have the coins, yeah, so it won't be too bad.
Okay. And then I guess like the next 5, 10, 15 will just be 17ing at Arcane gear, hopefully.
Yeah, it'll be mainly getting all the Arcane up to 17, yeah. And then the one after that is probably where you go really hard on all the accessories that aren't 20 yet. So hopefully by then you have way more kind of treasure rings, right? So you can double up getting a high kind of treasure, and probably want to transfer hammer over as well. You'll probably make Meisters to go for high Star Force Meister, high Star Dominator, transfer into Dependent, what's left at that point? Oh yeah, and then a high Star Force on the Sweetwater stuff. So by then you'll also have built up a lot more dineros. Yeah, and then you can go harder on the Sweetwater stuff and have the backup.
So, okay. So I would throw in CRA once I get my, like, Arcane gear. So, okay.
Yeah, since it's already 19, the bump to 21 would be good. But, like, yeah, like you said, going from 17 to 21 on another item, when there's no risk, like, if you get unlucky, there's no loss there. Versus if you get unlucky on the 19 top and bottom, you might have to go back down, you know, God forbid, to like 12 to 13, or to 17 at, like, if you can recover.
Depending on how much,
Yeah, depending on how much money you have.
True.
That'll feel a little bit worse. So if you have those other pieces coming in at 20 and those are sitting at 20, and then you have a bunch of money and you're like, okay, I don't really have that many backups of anything else. You know, like the next thing to go for would be the pendants, but, or would be the Sweetwater stuff, but I only have like 600 backup dineros, and I don't feel like, you know, the pendant alone is like 400, so I don't feel like going too crazy on that. And then just mass send on the CRA again, and you'll always have backups there. And then because all the other pieces are stronger and you'll have the weapon by then, even if the CRA pieces go down a bit, you won't feel that in your kill potential at all.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess if they were all 17, it would be different, but...
Yeah, exactly. It would be different.
Especially since it's the hat. That might actually be a blessing in disguise then, because like that it was the hat and not the other two.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, and because the weapon is going to be significantly faster because you're lower on boss drops, and that's going to slow down like the rollout of switching to the entire set. That is kind of a blessing in the sense that you just switch to the Abzo hat and then just leave this hat for a while until you're doing the full switch into Arcane. Yeah.
So with the reinforced ring, am I full sending that to 21, and then would you put that into a superior 20, or would you keep
keep
that
it as it.
and then...
Keep it as it. Yeah.
Okay, and then
into superior, I would only do, like in the past we would do Meisters because you can only get one Kana treasure, but now probably it will end up being Kana treasures. But I would full send a Kana treasure first for yourself as well, and then Well, it kind of depends on the potential, I guess. It's well, you're going on the Kana, and it already has potential, and it's already legendary. So you might as well just go on this one, right? Try to send it. If this one booms, and you end up like settling for a 12, then you could go. But you have the Meister. You could just replace it with the Meister for now. And
I'm saving up some stuff because
yeah, it does take quite some resources.
Craft, yeah, I have like a checklist. I'm almost there to craft like 5 Meisters and
Oh,
get all the
nice.
stuff.
Yeah, I heard
there.
some rumors that there might be a no boom room at some point that might even overlap with some Star Force. If there is, that's a great time to work on Meister rings. And Kana treasures and all of the stuff that you need to that has a chance to boom but is just hard to replace is a really good time to work. It's only up to 15 no boom, but saves a lot of money to get up to 15.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Because, yeah, I mean, when you boom something and then you're like sitting at 13, 12, 13, 12 forever,
God, yeah.
it's really awful.
Yeah. And always the safeguard unticked. We have it's like, oh yeah, okay, thank you for the extra notification. It just slows the whole process down.
Thank you. So, to be fair, they did make it faster, which is actually
quite a lot
so
faster.
You can waste all your money faster. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, that was actually a factor in the past why I would say 30% off is just unequivocally worse than 5.10.15 is because since every single upgrade is cheaper, it takes you way longer to spend all your money, which means you have less time making your money back, which means on average it actually becomes more expensive.
I would never have thought about that.
Because like if you have 80 bill to spend on a 30% off and you're not doing like Arcanes past 17, like it takes forever to spend that money. Like you're hours in just clicking, even without safeguarding. Ugh. I mean, even without star catching, I mean.
Yeah. Would you star catch for this stuff?
Usually I tend to star catch like 14 to 15 just to give that extra, because I hate failing at 14 a bunch of times. So if I can get a little bit more success there, and then usually like past 18 or something, I usually like 18 plus I usually star catch as well.
Okay. Cool. I think. See, so this is all gonna be. So that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, flame wise, you're probably working on the glove right now, and then beyond that, it'll be saving it for the arcane weapon once you get there.
What's wrong with my glove?
It's just
I got really lucky.
Yeah, true. Very, very smart glove.
Yeah. No, dumb glove. I don't have int.
Dummy thick.
Yeah. Dummy thick.
You can wear it at level 145 though. That's pretty nice, I guess.
Yes.
If only there was some kind of transferring.
Okay, I think in this case, I have everything figured out because, and the order is Abso hat, then fodder the belt and the earring, then work on those 2 rings, the reinforced and Kana. Which I'm not going to get to this time, but
probably not. Yeah,
for the future.
Yeah.
Then the pendant, and then the arcane to 17, and then the CRA. Like after, that's kind of whenever I get arcane, that'll be my priority, and then the Meister and superior rings together, and then Sweetwater.
And then Sweetwater stuff.
That's big easy. All right.
Pretty much, because if I look at oh, you don't have like an equip window, but if I look at an equip window, I wonder if there's like any piece. Yeah, I guess after that, then it becomes like matter of polishing all the potentials, right?
Yes, yeah. Once, especially for well, that can happen on event too. Like I'm not gonna skip over a cubing event if we have it in a couple months because I need the Star Force.
Yeah, I guess main priority would be weapon, of course, and then after that, probably be the badge and the heart.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they've got a low amount of junk lines, so on average those are you have double primes already on them, but like those on average I can get to 3 line the easiest out of any piece of gear. So that's where you want to push first to hit like 27s or 24s will be the easiest to get on these. And then after that it would be accessories. So the highest level accessories first, so like your Sweetwater stuff, and then all the Golok stuff.
Okay, cool.
For cubing order.
That's for cubing. That's good.
Yeah, flame-wise, it's just gonna be like highest level stuff first
Yeah,
that stays
I have
with
a
you for a
list
while.
of that too. Man, I'm so.
But like the important flame stuff is actually okay. Like the series stuff is okay. The cup is okay. Like the Abzo
Yeah.
is a little bit more transient, but there's like some stuff to be gained on the Abzo, but you don't want to aim too high.
Yeah, that.
If they're all like
especially-
80-ish, 80, 85-ish flame score, then that's fine. You know, I wouldn't go above that.
I think I'm aiming 80-30 right now. That's kind of my. I
Mhm.
have like a little list of like the order that you typically want to go in,
Mm-hmm.
and that thing said, I think the first goal is like 20 and 60, and then it's like 80-30, and then 140 or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Sounds
kinda
about right.
progressively.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, good luck on the hard bosses. If you get that weapon, especially for Luminous, that's so much magic attack gain.
Yeah. Okay.
That'll help your BA quite a lot. I would be yeah, you'll probably see like 20 or 30% in your BA just like added overnight if you get the weapon upgraded.
Oh
And
wow.
feel free to do that like off event, like you don't have to sit around
Oh, yeah.
twiddling your thumbs and like, oh, I can't wait to use this insane piece of equipment in my inventory. You know, like, yeah, just spend on that.
Well,
That's fine.
I mean, if I get it, if I somehow weasel my way into 4 more droplets this after the
Yeah.
reset, then I will probably be doing that first. Because man, oh man, that
Man, oh
sounds
man.
wonderful. Wow. 185? Is that accurate? What the hell?
185? Where?
Oh, or 285. The
Yeah.
level. I was just looking at
Yep.
the race to 300.
Yeah, some 284s, 283. If you
Why
see
is
like a
this
low,
person
yeah, the low
at
levels
2
is because they got banned and unbanned, and then it adds all of their EXP in like one day.
Oh, I see. Wait,
So-
they got banned.
So they got like an average of what, like 10 trillion EXP in a single
Oh
day,
my.
which is, yeah, of course, obviously. But yeah, you see, like if you're level 275, you're 0.86% of the way to getting like cap percentage.
What?
Yeah,
Oh
this
my.
285
So
is
that's
at
to
almost 5%.
300?
Yeah, to 300. Yeah.
285 is 5% of the way to, not
Yeah.
even 5% of the way to 300.
Yeah, so you need
Holy
20,
sh-
you need 20 285s, and then you're not there yet. Yeah.
Bro, you just gotta go for that 12k Legion or whatever it is. 10K.
Yeah, it's more reliable. Yeah, 12k is
Honestly.
that's 40 level 300s. That's I don't think
Oh,
not possible
yeah,
in like
never
a
mind.
few millennia
Never
time.
mind.
11k is
11k.
4275s. Yeah, that's probably less experience than just one 300. Yeah, I think.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Yep.
And
No
I
problem.
will, hopefully we didn't go too far over this time. but-
No, it's pretty good. It's pretty
Thank
good. Yeah, if anything else comes up, just send me a message on Discord, or I'll just see you around in chat, and then we chat about it. But yeah, Mirio is probably always available, willing to help. But for some of the specific things,
yeah.
like all of the rotations and the buff duration and the BA and all that stuff, like hopefully you can find a few good people in the Lumi Discord who can help you out with
there are
that
a couple
specifically.
of those guys. I think Mirio's actually in there. I could be
I think so
wrong,
too.
but,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
so too.
It's like there's a couple of the guys in there that are really helpful. So
Mhm.
shout out to you know who you are.
Yeah. Yeah, class Discords can
But,
definitely be very helpful.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you. You as well. Take care.
All right. Thank you. See you around. Bye.
Bye.
Cool. I didn't mention it this time, but the people watching at home on YouTube, you guys know what's up. I will be giving away 2 of these sessions at the end of the month. So make sure you leave a comment on the YouTube video stating that you would like to win, and I will possibly draw you as a winner to get one of these for free. For people who don't want to wait for that, or people who want one of these sessions as well, you can check the description of the video. There's also links there if you want to join my guild in Reboot, or NA Reboot, and also if you have data for me, battle analyses, monster skill per hour, training videos, things that will help me get input to help the community get a more realistic overview of where to train and what to expect when training, and also to help rank the characters based on people's expectations and which classes they would like. If you want people to play Lumi and you give me more data input for Lumi, I can have a representative rating system that shows Lumi where it actually is, and then people who like those ratings will pick Lumi. or any other class for that matter, of course. And there's a lot of classes, so I need a lot of input, so any input is always more than welcome. Links for all that are in the description of the video. Other than that, I hope that this was helpful. I bet a lot of you guys are looking forward to 5.10.15, where to spend your money. Of course, every situation is a little bit differently, but of course, look for the items that you have the most backups of, where you have the least risk of losing the slot completely, and where you have the least risk of ending up with a 12-star, and push first there. You can go 1 star at a time on everything, and then just eliminate items from the rounds as they get more scarce, or you can go specifically on 1 item at a time to 21, but I would typically only advise that if you have a lot of money. You can guarantee at least 3 or 4 items will make it to 21. So for that, make sure you use the star forcing calculator so you can have an idea of how much it's going to cost roughly, and use that to inform your decision for the upcoming 5.10.15. This Sunday, just make sure you're prepared, and if you don't have the money now, or you're sitting on 12-star and you don't have that much money, it's fine to sit with this one out as well. Maybe get 1 item to 17, maybe prioritize your weapon, and then wait for a 30% off event first to get everything to 15, and then work a little bit more on your potentials first, and then the next 5.10.15 you can go hard and push everything from 15 to 17. That could work just as well for you. So hopefully this was informational for you, and hopefully one of you wins the giveaway at the end of the month. Thanks for watching,